Welcome, Themba
Wait, let
Gorimbo.
me put my. Oh, my brother, how are you doing, man?
I'm good and nice to see you, man.
Can you
Thank you
see
for.
me?
Yes, I can see you perfectly fine.
I need to put it properly because I had, you know,
Where are you now?
I'm at the mall, man. There's no electricity, so I had to come here to do this.
Are you in Gauteng?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Themba
Yeah,
Gorimbo,
I'm here.
UFC Welterweight star. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us at Mzansi MMA and IOL Sport Brothers. Good to have you back and congratulations again on your fantastic win, man. We're so happy to see you again.
Yeah, not a star yet. I'm not a star, but thank you. I
You
appreciate
are
you saying.
you are a star. Trust us, it's people. Goes beyond your fighting, brother. You know what I'm talking about.
One day, maybe, but those things come and go. What's important is the memories and things that you do that you can inspire people. You know me. I try to do not. I'm not good. I'm not perfect. I'll never be, but I try to do what I have to do, like to inspire people. My purpose is different.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was referring to when I say you were a star because of, like I said, it's beyond the cage. It's your understanding of the greater good and how you can impact the people in Africa and all over the world. And that's when I say you were a star. Champions, belts, and those things, like you say, come and go. But you judge a man by the
But it
heart.
will
You know what I'm
happen. I
saying?
will become a.
Yes,
But I will
yes,
become a champion.
100%,
That
100%.
I can tell. That it does not look like it when I'm talking like this because like people will be like, oh, you just got one win in the UFC. Now you're talking about the belt. So when do you want me to talk about? When no, I'm not here to be number two. I want to be number one. I want to become the champion. So I have to start thinking of it now. I've been thinking of it for many years. But I mean, for 10 years, 14, 15 years, doing 14 years probably. Yeah, almost doing this. So I've been thinking about that belt for a very long time. So I'm now in a position where I can try to claim it and try to get to it. And I will get to it.
100%. Themba John through now, just to something that I wanted to ask you. You've been manifesting your move to the UFC for so long. Every opportunity you spoke into existence. You even booked your own flights to the UAE, I think, to be a backup for Dana White, just in case you went on hope and pray, and before even being signed to the organization. Talk about the leap of faith. You hustled your way, you fought tooth and nail to claim your spot on the UFC roster. You are here now.
Yeah.
I just want to know that first
Basically,
fight with AJ, man. What was that emotion you went through with that guillotine, when that defeat? What were you feeling? I mean, the last time you so submitted was against a guy who was 15 fights more experienced than you. I think it was the CIT star. What's his name now again? Leon Maynard.
yeah.
Leon
No,
Maynard.
so basically,
I just want to know what was your
yeah.
feeling in that time.
So I want to answer your questions one by one, right? Because you asked two questions there. The first one of me manifesting things into existence, like it's just based on me, who I am as a person. I feel like I'm a vessel. We know what's a vessel. Like God just put me in these positions where I had to do what I had to do to where I am, And yeah, like I have, um, I have, I have always wanted to be in the UFC and the champion, just a fighter. So I had to try and put myself in positions where I get the best opportunity and best chance to be in the UFC. Because you see, like guys, they wait for someone to do something for them. I didn't wait. Both my fights that I fought outside of Africa before I go to the UFC, that was UAE Warriors and Fury FC. I paid for my own flight to go there. I paid for my cornerman's flight to go there. I paid for the hotel in Fury FC a week because I went there a little bit longer than normal. Then after again, so like it was never an easy journey. I had to hustle my way to be here, and I had to go out there and claim things. I didn't wait for people to feed me. Feel sorry for me. Even though like I put sometimes myself in a position where I get to be broke, you know, because I'm just trying to go after this dream to become a UFC fighter and become the UFC champion. So yeah, like coming back to a thing, you know, manifesting things, you have to be spiritually connected in my own way of thinking. Now that I can see a lot of things that like I visualize, a lot of things I wanted to be or to have, a lot of things that I think will happen. Get connected with all these things, you know. I don't know, man. It's just sometimes I'm very scared of these things, but you know, it's just like I think me being very spiritual within myself, being pure, because you know, like as much as maybe sometimes I come out to be a, I don't know what kind of a person I am to a people, but it might be sometimes because me, I don't have black or white, you know. I say I'm bad, and as much as I feel like the world sees me that way, actually people here in South Africa, basically in Zimbabwe don't know because there's not like a lot of that. But here in South Africa, I feel like people see me as an arrogant guy. Some call me ungrateful guy. Uh, they call me all kinds of names, but at my heart, I'm not that, you know. And God knows, God sees. And no matter what people say, what people do, I wouldn't be in this position if I was that, you know. And it's just how I see it. And I'm not there trying to prove or try to explain these things to people. The work and the work speaks for itself. The results speak for themselves, and what we achieve in the future will speak for itself. And one day people can look back and be like, okay, that guy, you know. That's why I always say, I hope someone one day, I hope these people, the people that feel this way, they are entitled to their opinion at the end of the day. We all are, just like this opinion of mine that I have. I mean, I'm pumping my own brakes, but um, the results will show. You know, we cannot hide from the man above. The man above is the one that puts everything. So I feel like I'm manifesting because I'm just like me. I don't try to be something else, and God put me on this earth to be me, not trying to be someone else. And when you try to be yourself, I mean, when you are yourself, God can always try to help you and push you forward so that the world can receive your message as you. You understand? Then, yeah. Your second question, I can't remember it.
I just want to know, like, were you battling any demons after that loss to AJ, or did you feel it was more just a technical error on your side and you knew that you can overcome him? Like, you trained so hard, you went through all this, and in that first fight, you get that submission defeat. Like, what exactly was Themba Gorimbo going through at that time? We don't know what you're doing at the highest of levels. It's easy for people to just watch, but the emotion, the sweat and tears you put in, and then that happens after everything you fought so hard to come back from that defeat. Like the same, I will refer to Izzy later on. Like you spoke when you beat overcame Pereira. Like, how deep did you have to dig to, or did it, like I said, was it just a matter of you knew it was a technical slip up and you can beat AJ? How deep did you
It
get
was
it?
not a technical. It was not a technical slip. That I can tell you. Based
Okay,
on things that are happening, or based on things that are, happened, it was not a technical slip up. It was more of God trying to lead me to a path that I am on now. You know, I am very grateful for that loss.
okay,
I am very, very grateful for that loss because if I didn't lose that fight, I wouldn't be here today, being where I am right now. If I didn't win, if I didn't lose that fight, my story would be meaningless. I think so, you know. If I didn't lose that fight, I would inspire. One day, a kid is gonna come from Africa, gets in the UFC, loses his first fight. I'm hope. I am hope that better things can come after you fall down. You know? So like, I'm grateful because you see, if I get in the like, if I had to go, if I got into that UFC fight and won my first fight and all the way to the battle to the belt, let's say one day he comes from Africa, same background as I come from, gets in there, loses their first fight, they never might break because I almost broke. like it almost broke me, that fight, that loss. It was not the end of the world, but that fight almost, like, looking at it now, like I said to you, I'm grateful. But back then I was very hurt. I was very disappointed. I almost, like, people that know me, people that spoke to me, like I don't open up to a lot of people, but there's people that I opened up to. And one day maybe you can speak to them, like they can tell you, I used to cry a lot, after that fight. I used to cry a lot. Like here in South Africa, I remember when I cried, it was on a Sunday. Saturday or Saturday afternoon, we were training myself, Elise, and Sean. After the training, we just said we were talking, like I was crying there, sitting there, but not because, but it was just hurtful, like the whole thing was hurtful. Like I wouldn't go deep into details of what happened in XYZ, but I was very hurt from that loss. It was the most painful and hurtful loss I've ever had in my career of fighting. When I got to Miami, luckily I got to Miami and I was training there, and I was still crying there in Miami too. Like once my first sparring in Miami, I remember Coach Velverde, Coach Cesar Canelo called me because I was trying to warm up my shoulders. So I was not doing the warm up with the team. I was doing my own warm up. Then he called me. He's like, "But you shouldn't do like this, like this, like this, like this." And when I got there, my shoulders were hurting so badly because I had shoulder operations. Bless God, like God, they blessed me now with good shoulders. They are now healthy again. But they were so hurtful. They were hurting when I was there in Miami, and I was like, I'm trying to make a comeback. My shoulders are hurting. And I'm trying to do this warm up by myself and all that. Then when he called me, he said, "Don't be like this." Then I just started crying, man. I like, you were telling me do that, do this, like, because I had to let it out. Crying so badly, like, I just told him it's hard, it's hard. He asked me why. I said to him, it's hard because, I couldn't tell him why, but there were so many emotions going on, missing your family, being there, you are broke, your shoulders now hurting, you don't know if this is a thing, and I didn't get much support here from, like, I would be honest, there are people that support me here, and I always be grateful for them. And I put them out. I put them out. If someone supported me in that last fight, I put them out. I write about them. I say about them because I should say it loud and clear because that's how I felt. I need that support from anybody. I need support from anybody just to say, hey man, keep it up. Hey man, work hard. Or whatever. And I appreciate everybody that did. Because I needed that in that moment. I was down and out by myself in Miami. You are where people speaking Spanish and all that. So I was very hurt, but where I became a little bit more closer to God in my way of thinking, because when you say this thing, people think otherwise or say, but I started realizing I don't have anything at this time and point. Like people say whatever they want to say, think. So I saw a comment from one of the guys from South Africa. I won't mention his name because I know him. He's just a guy that is very bitter, So he went to the thing and commented that, "Oh, Themba is lying that he was broke. He was like this, was this. He has got a gym, he's got support, sponsors, he's got thing. What does he know? Like, I was broke. I didn't have money. When I was in Miami, I was so broke that, my friend Victor from Chile know how broke I was, and where I was in my life. It was very, very tough. And it was all caused by that loss. But that loss made me very strong mentally, connected me with God. I saw things that I would not have seen if I won. People as well that were around me, they kind of revealed themselves in my way of thinking. That's how I see it, of truly what's their purpose around me. who they are around me, and where I should place these people in my life, you know. It was very, very tough, but it was a good thing that happened to me. The best thing probably that happened to me losing that fight, because I found a new place that I can train, that is Miami. Trust me, I'm the last guy. Even when I went there, the coaches only knew that I was gonna go there for camps. But within my heart, when I was training there, you know, I am the guy that always try to assess his surroundings. When I was training there, I realized these guys are very good people at heart, you know. The coach, Daniel Vervedes, they are very good people. And they're trying to preach the word of being a good person. Nobody is perfect, will never be perfect. They're good, but they're not perfect, you know. So I just kind of like found my people now. And I would have loved to keep training here in South Africa, but I'm happy now that I'm there and I have to leave everything behind and go out there and go after my dreams, you know. So yeah, that's where I am at now.
So is that you saying that you're actually gonna go? Are you planning on going more permanently overseas now? Or what?
Yeah, that's what's happening. Permanently overseas for the rest of my career, I am not going to do any camp in South Africa. Career moving permanently there, no, because you know I would love to stay here. I mean, you know, my kids, I would love them to only study in South Africa or Zimbabwe, or be raised in South Africa or Zimbabwe, because I feel that way. I feel like it's good. But yeah, and also, you know, if you make dollars and you come here, it's better than when you make dollars and you live in America. You know, it finishes fast. Here, the money I made, probably I'm one of the lowest paid guys. I was one of the lowest paid guys on the roster on that night, but still that money can help me survive for the next until December if I want to. If I don't have to, if I live in South Africa. So I'm happy, you know. I'm happy training and doing my fight camps there. My family comes there to Miami and whatever, but the best is here, and my camps are there until the rest of my career. And I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy to be doing this, you know, for myself. It's hurting a lot of people because I can feel and they can sense it, because I've closed the gym. Uh, um, and it was not a decision that I consulted with anybody. It was just a decision I said and made myself. You remember the last time I talked to you, I said to you, sometimes you are bridge, sometimes this, you know, like when I was talking to you about the people, the boys in the gym and whatsoever. So I feel where the people are coming from, that are hurt, that feel like I should have consulted with anybody or whatsoever. But I don't think that these people had put themselves in my shoes, where you are broke 3 days before the fight, you're getting a message, you know, I mean, a call from your landlord saying, Themba, you guys have not paid the rent, you need to pay the rent. And you're fighting one of the hardest fights in your career, because, you know, we lose two in a row. It's not good, look, you know. So, yeah, and a lot of things, you know, I didn't make money for the past 5 years with this gym. I mean, I've made relationships more than money. I've made relationships in the gym with with community, but there was no money made in the past 5 years, you know. And of course, I should have tried to talk to people, but you know, I'm a guy that says what he feels in the moment. And in the moment when I was at the press conference, when I say I'm gonna kind of close that gym and throw it off, that's what the moment I made that decision. But yeah, it is life, man. So yeah, coming back to your question, I am leaving South Africa on Thursday. This
Okay.
Thursday, I'm going to Zimbabwe. I'm going to Zimbabwe. Then Monday, I'm flying to Miami. Yeah.
So just to confirm, your family's gonna go with you? Not yet.
Yeah. My wife. Yeah, she will come there. And come back. You know. I mean, she's got her own business and stuff like that as well. So Yeah, I can't really go into detail with that because you know you wanna try to keep your other life private. But yeah, my
Understand.
family all are in a process of getting their paperwork done. You know,
Okay.
like now we have to change the things around. You know, like the visas are different. I didn't know that. You know, it's not just a visitor's visa if they have to go with me. You know, it's a different visa because now. Yeah, so yeah, we are in that process and we are making moves and God bless us, we will be successful.
Amen to that. All the best with your new journey, brother. It's sad to hear you leaving, but you gotta chase your dream and do what you must, bro. And you have my full support.
Yeah, I have to go after my dream. I don't chase them anymore, man. That's one thing I don't do anymore. I used to chase my dreams, but everybody chases their dream after my dreams. And that's how I see it now. And I don't regret nothing. Like I said, like I posted something today, my affirmations when I was leading up to the fight, you know, something I was listening to every single day. It says everything that has happened to me in my life has led me to be successful, you know, good or bad, you
Yeah.
know, it has led me to be successful. I don't regret anything. I just live one day and I know one day I will become a champion. Mm, my story was supposed to be like this, you know, I'm supposed to come from Zimbabwe. I was supposed to come from Zimbabwe, South Africa, South Africa to America. That's how my life was supposed to be like, you know. And this can inspire an African kid because coming from where I come from, I didn't come from the suburbs in Zimbabwe. I come from the most rural area in Zimbabwe. I think my rural area and Nicholas' rural area is probably two, you know. So I probably am here to be to be a vessel, to be a person that can show the world and people that it's possible.
Yeah. Nicholas is from Gokwe, eh?
Yeah, he's from one of the poorest places in Zimbabwe, bro.
I
Okay,
want
damn.
I want to ask you, Tim, because it was kind of a follow-up question. So you are confirming that UMF is closing down because I was going to ask you also training, bro. Obviously for you competing now against welterweights and middleweights, the UMF guys were mostly killers at the lighter divisions. So it's also in that regard also going to help you because you're going to be not only against, I mean, you have big names like the Martin Sylvesters and those guys, but in terms of guys your size and up, there wasn't really a lot of big guys at UMF. It was mostly killers, like I said, at Bantam, Fly. I mean, there's a lot of crazy ass guys at UMF, but I know they're not your size. You're probably the biggest guy in your gym.
Yeah, they definitely because you know I that's one thing also even my manager Jason House, you know that guy like I always speak about Jason because he means a lot to me.
Shout out to Jason.
Yeah, so Jason House after the fight when I was at the hotel sitting with the other coaches, he sent me a message like told me exactly what he think I must fix, and he also mentioned that probably you are used to being dominant in your training sessions. You are not being put in this certain position like this, like this, like this, and it's like he knew, but he mentioned that you felt prepared, and you probably like your striking is very good, your grappling is very good, your wrestling was on point too. It's just like simple, like a small error that you made. Um, and I just feel like there's certain things that probably you're not doing. Like how many times they asked me how many times a week do you do MMA grappling with ground and pound? And I said, no, not once. He says I could see because we were doing jiu-jitsu there. Then he also said, you don't have a head coach for MMA, which was true. I didn't have a head coach for MMA. When you mentioned about the training partners too, which was very, that's why I respect him so much for that honesty. And it's also the truth, it was the truth that I didn't have all those things. I had a good coach for jiu-jitsu, good coach for wrestling, good coach for boxing, but not MMA. Someone that sleeps and wakes up MMA. So it was good, because I made that move after that, and now it's paying off because there in Miami I'm only training with waterweights and above. I even
Mm,
train as far as a heavyweight. I
yeah,
train with heavyweight sometimes. So I'm happy. And besides that, man, why not? Why not get out? Why not get out of your comfort zone? I'm so comfortable here that I kind of like know everybody how they move, how they think. I'm now in an uncomfortable situation where uncomfortable situation where I am I am told by the coaches what to do, when to do it. They watch my training sessions. I never had this here, so yeah, it's a good thing. If you want to be successful, you gotta get out of your comfort zone. And also, like, it's just different. I don't have a car when I'm in Miami. I'm staying in the gym. I don't have someone cooking for me. I'm cooking. I don't have I don't have an iron to iron my clothes. I have to go to a laundry place where I wash my clothes, wait for the clothes. Like, it just teaches you so many different things. Almost reminds me of the old days when I was a gardener. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy.
cool. Thank you for that. Just to touch on that also, can you explain to us that famous the $7? Like you said that if it wasn't for the UFC meals and what the UFC provided, just tell us exactly what I mean, that $7 it made global headlines also. Just talk us through that emotion, please. And some of the guys, they are fortunate.
Yeah, sure.
They don't have to eat the UFC meals. They come with all their protein packs and everything. And you made use of every single thing the UFC offered you. Just talk to us about that, please.
So, like, the UFC, I didn't know this until I signed the fight. I mean, I was I didn't know that when you are based in America and you are a UFC athlete, I thought it was only when you are staying in Las Vegas. But if you sign a fight and you are a UFC athlete and you live in America, right? They will give you meals, 3 meals a day, and they send a box for a week box. Every week they send a new box of meals for the week. All you have to do is have a fridge.
So wherever you're staying,
You
they
have to
send it to
do,
them. No matter where you're staying, they send
yeah,
it to you.
yeah, yes. That's why, like, I don't get it when guys are UFC. Maybe I don't know, but me, I'm happy, bro. Like, I'm so grateful to be in the UFC because I'm like, that's the other thing also that I realized that when I'm in America, I can benefit so much more just by being in a UFC athlete. You get these free meals that are healthy. There, I don't get a chance to drink this Coca-Cola. I don't get a chance to eat any junk food. All I do, I live like a professional athlete that I am and that I should be. So, like, they send you meals for those weeks once while it what do you call it? While it's you while you're in your training camp or fight camp, and they
Yeah.
send you supplements as well. So I survived through that, and then, like, fight week. So UFC is supposed to pay you money during fight week, $700 for food for fight week. So they send you that money on Monday because you arrive on Tuesday, right? You're supposed to arrive on Tuesday, but I arrive like on Monday. So they send you that money so that you can spend that money on that week. But what's funny is that in this last fight, I think it's like God did that for me. Someone made a mistake in the UFC. They sent me my money like 2 weeks before I was supposed to get the money. I was even like, wow, why? But I come back to think of it, it was God because the money that I had was almost finished. I used Uber to go to the. So when that money was sent, I was like, damn, okay. I needed this money for Uber, to get some money to do Uber and that because I was doing some extra training at the UFC gym and $23 to go, $23 to come back. So they sent me that money in my South African bank account. I think it was like 12,000 something. It's a lot of money here.
Mm.
It's not a lot of money when you send in your bank account, South African bank account, and you're in America. So that money was sent a week before it should have. I think maybe 2 weeks before it should have been, yeah. And then eventually that money finished. You know, the South African one finished completely. And then like the eve before the fight, when I got the flu, when I woke up, I bought the medicine, and that medicine I think was $82. It's so expensive, man. Um, where the $7. So that's
Okay.
how I got to the $7 because I didn't have like I was also broke. But that money that I had in that bank account, there was one of my from my friend Daniel Kapsopoulos, his father owns a guest house in Zimbabwe. So there's this family that owns the guest house across from him. And that kid lives in Miami. He sent me $200 into my American bank account. Um, that money helped me, the money that kid sent me helped me. And that's why like I got to the point where I had that $7 in my American bank account because he said $200. Then I spent some of it to buy my teammates food during the fight week. I was getting the news from UFC during fight week. Then then if before like that night of the fight, I got sick. I ordered medicine. I don't know why it was so expensive. I think it was because of the time as well. It was
Yeah.
3 a.m. So yeah, that's how I got to my $7. But by the time I was speaking about, by the time I was speaking about the $7, when I said I had more money, probably it was not cleared in my bank account, but the UFC before you finish your medicals, your money is already being sent, your check is being sent. So yeah, it was just I shared the moment of how I was, where I was in life, how I was in life. And it made headlines. I didn't intend to share it so that it can make headlines.
Yeah.
All I was trying to do, I don't know, like I said to you, I'm a vessel. Sometimes I say things I will come back and think, who is this? Remember why I was speaking about this. So it is what it is like. I'm grateful that I can share my story, tell my story the way I feel. That's why, yeah, it is life, man.
Cool. Thank you for that. Themba, just remember that like the last time, this link will run out, and I'm gonna send you another link on Instagram. Okay. There'll just be a 2-minute break, and then you'll get another link. I want to ask you one more question before I send you a new link. Your kit that you auction off, was it the UAE Warriors president who bought it? The guy looked for familiar, is it him?
Paudoush, yeah.
Yes. Nah, I just respect him for doing
Yeah.
that also, man. And like, have you guys formed a nice close relationship? I know you also fought there once before you came to move
I
to the
tell you
States.
what, I tell you what, man, I'm appreciated outside of Africa. I mean outside of South Africa. I'm not South African, so I shouldn't always try to say I live in South Africa, but I'm not South African. So I kind of like get that I'm not South African. I shouldn't feel like I'm loved here. I should be loved in Zimbabwe, which I am in Zimbabwe. Trust me, I'm loved by people, but I'm not there present all the time. But I'm appreciated overseas, man. Like people love me overseas. I don't know why. It's crazy. Like when I'm in America, bro. Like that's why like I decided to move to America. Go where you are celebrated. Bro, like even before the fight, when I'm in the gym, everywhere I am, people love me in America. For some sort of reason, they just get to like my energy and they just kind of meet the right people everywhere. I have guys that are billionaires in America that call me when I'm there, like some are all people who were in Zimbabwe before. You just meet someone when you're watching a call, they'll be like, "Oh, you're from Zimbabwe? Oh, my rich friend who owns hotels here." And I just meet the right people when I'm there. It's not like I go and meet them in person, but they call me. They just wanna hear my story. They go and research my story. They wanna talk to me. They wanna see the stuff. Like I don't know, maybe it's the energy I give. Maybe it's like I think it's God who put me in this position, like I said to you. But like I tell you what, I'm appreciated overseas. Fury FC, where I fought once, they love me. Uh, Eric, the owner of Fury FC, he's only met me briefly, but he loves me so much. Like he really, really does. Like you can tell. When I get to Miami, he sent me a pair of Fury FC gloves. You asked me if I ever have any fighters from Africa that I think they can go and fight in Fury. Please let me know. Um, you know, Same as UAE Warriors. It just tells you, like, I lost a fight in UAE Warriors, right? And guess what? I did the shoulder operation, healed it. And what did they do to me? They offered me a title shot, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
When they offered me to fight a title fight, coming off a loss. That's how much they respect, appreciate me. I don't know how I see it, but you know, like I think maybe these promotions like me because I've put myself in a position like no other fighter has done before. Like paying for my own flights to go there, paying for my coach's flights to go there. We've done that in both promotions. So I don't think they've ever had this before with any other fighter. That's why I think this is like a repayment. I don't call it a repayment, but it's like a repayment of saying thank you for what you have done before in the past for us, you know, what UAE Warriors are doing. And I'm very grateful that, you know, they give me this opportunity. And you know what? They didn't even want the kicks. I want to tell you something. UAE Warriors didn't want the kicks. They told me, we want you to raise more money. We'll offer you, we'll give you the money and keep selling the shorts, and it's better. Then I said to them, no, don't worry. I don't want to raise more. I just want to have one boost from this. $3,600 for the, I mean, now it's more expensive because, you know, I had to send I had to send some I had to send the thing there. It was like 18,000 to send it to Abu Dhabi via DHL. I didn't know it was expensive. I didn't know it was like that.
That's heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like, that money comes over soon. So they paid me 5,000. Luckily, it's just enough for what's happening. But yeah, man, they respect me and I respect them, and I like you. They wanted me to go there with the stuff, but you know, I wouldn't go there. I couldn't go there because also I have to spend a little bit of time with my, you know. So yeah, I'm loved by promotions overseas. Not to speak bad, but you know, I feel like here locally, nah, I don't feel the love, man. But it's a thing. It's okay. One day they wish they had cherished me and loved me. Because you know what, I know I'm not destined for small things. I'm destined for big and greater things in my life. And you know, I'm a person that don't forget how you made me feel.
Understand.
I don't forget. Yeah, so it's okay. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I was just gonna say now, please feel free to eat while we're chatting. It's all good.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I ate already, so this is just like a snack.
Okay, cool. Themba, I just wanted to ask you, for those who don't exactly know, what is the purpose of the you raising the funds? You spoke about the water pump for in back home. What exactly is what exactly are you raising the funds for? Can you just elaborate, go into depth, what it is you're doing for your people back home, please?
So basically, you know, where I grew up, it's a rural area.
Yeah.
And growing up, you know, like it's not nice, but it was not nice to be sent to go fetch water very far, you know. And it was not cool. I didn't like that. So yeah, it's not like something I grew up wanting to do because I didn't know where I was gonna be. I kind of like was whatever. But like I do not think right now there is actually a very, very clean source of water in my village right now. This is going to be the first one. In my actual village, this is going to be the first one in history. You know, because the other one is like 5 kilometers away. The other one is like broken. It was broken since even when I was young. I think it's still broken to this day. So this is going to help a lot of people, you know, and they can also start doing projects in like gardening, selling vegetables and stuff like this. This will help a lot of people like in my village, you know. So I raise the funds so that I can put this bush pump. So it's almost like you see it. They're doing. I'm not going in person, just because I have some stuff I have to do. But I'm going to Zimbabwe, but I'm not going in person. But the project they already started last week, Friday. It takes a couple of days. It will be done by Friday. This coming Friday, it will be done completely. But they are filming the whole thing, you know, and they're going to interview a couple of guys about it as well, because people must know exactly where I come from too. Even though I'm not there, but people must know exactly where I come from, and they must understand, like especially UAE warriors, they must know what they did with their money, what was the money for, you know. So I kind of like felt like, okay, maybe I should just make the pump, whatever, then leave it and take a picture and send to the UAE warriors, or go and take a picture next to it. And I thought to myself, no, I shouldn't do that. People must understand where I come from. They must understand what this boho means to the people. Um, People must know, yeah, everything about it. So I found a guy uh, who's a videographer who's gonna go there, and he's gonna do the filming. He's been doing the filming already of the whole process, and until he's doing all the filming, then I meet him in Harare on Saturday. Um, and yeah, when he's doing his whatever, like, and I want to see, you know, it would be good for me also to see back home, but not in person at the moment. I will go home, but like I don't have a car in Zimbabwe, and to just drive on random cars or whatsoever, that for other people it's not something that is very cool and safe. So yeah, I'm happy that I managed to raise these funds. And it's the first of many, you know. And then the other money that I raised, I mean, I'm still waiting for the other one, because the guy said, oh, he was supposed to give me the money last week. Still not nothing, had nothing. So the other $2,500 I have, I'm gonna try to pay school fees for the kids at my old school. But having that said, also, like I'm gonna have to be very careful with what I do with it, you know, because I was jiggling in my head, what must I do with the other extra money? What must I do, you know, because all of it was really for the pump. I decided that I want to put school fees, but now coming to think of it, I kind of like went to different schools, you know. I went to like 1, 2, 3, 4 schools. So like last time I was at the other one, now I feel like I should go to the other one. So that decision is still in balance. But the most important thing I'm doing now is the water pump. And yeah, if like in the future I'd like to buy maybe, you know, those cows for milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So yeah, to buy
so
cows for milk and donate to the schools, you know, that I went to. Maybe two each, you never know.
so is this something you're planning on doing every fight? You're gonna donate and then or auction off
Of
and then
course, of course, of
yeah,
course.
because I know
Yeah, of course.
you started in the EFC already. I remember you started doing that,
Yeah,
eh?
I did start this now. It's not
Yeah. Now I remember.
it's not something I started it with my fights with
Was it
Luke Michael,
wasn't it Karam
and
also?
then Lao Karam. I did it with my every fight,
Yeah.
even the UAE Warriors fight. You
Yeah.
know, when that Zimbabwean boxer was knocked out and died in the ring, I raised
Yeah.
money for his family to. I raised money for his family to think, man, to
Bills.
cover some costs. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you. I just feel like, you know, I didn't actually have a knowledge of what I want to do until I spoke to you now on the next one. Yeah, so on the next one I want to raise money and get, because you know it's easy to just go and do something and leave, but give them something to have and try to keep and sustain a living, you know. Not because they are very poor, but some of them are well off. But if you go to schools, these schools that are in my village, in where I come from, that I went to, if you buy, let's say, two, you know, those cows that produce milk,
Yeah.
or you know, I'm still even thinking about it, even to have them project to give them a project where they can grow chickens, sell them. You never know. Like I'll just think, you know, I'll just think. I don't wanna also be held like it's a must do. I do it
Mm.
out of my own heart. I do it when I want to.
Yeah.
I don't like to do things because someone feels like I should do it. Nah,
Yeah.
I don't do it like that. So like basically what I'm gonna try to do is to I'll feel like I told you, I'm a vessel. I'll
Yeah.
just feel what eventually, when I get to the title, I would like to put electricity in my village. You know,
nice.
when I get the title, when I win that world championship, I will auction my world championship belt,
Sure.
get money for electricity for my village. That's my vision. That's what I'm going to. Like straight after that title fight, I wanna auction that championship belt and get electricity for my whole village. And then yeah, that's my vision.
So you're gonna keep a replica of the belt and you're gonna sell the original.
Whatever belt they give me in that cage, it's going to be sold.
Yeah, and then
are you
gonna keep a replica like a fake one just for at home or something just to show
for
that
what?
you?
For what?
Okay, understood.
For what? I was a champion. I was even thinking when I was walking out of my house today, I was thinking to auction my UFC belt.
Do you still have that one?
I have it, but I was even thinking to auction it today. And maybe I might do it tomorrow. Who knows? Don't you know I was a champion? You know I was a champion.
Yeah.
Some people, I'm not even a champion, but some people still call me champ. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's not something I want to carry all the time. Being a champion, it's something that God will give you, and it will never be taken away from you. And I know I'm not a champion currently, but to people that when they see me, they say champion. They can understand that, maybe my life is a champion life or whatsoever. I don't know. But yeah, still people call me champ. I'm not a champ right now. So me selling my UFC belt, not selling it, auctioning it for greater good, it means more than me keeping it in my house. So when I become a UFC champion, I want to auction my championship belt and get electricity for my entire village. That's what I want to do. Yeah, that's my purpose. That's what I want to do. Eventually when I get to the belt, get that belt, I want to do the big thing. There's no electricity in my entire village, man. So yeah, and yeah, that will be the best thing ever in my life. I can die happy if I do that.
I can imagine. Yo.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do us a favor, win the middleweight belt also, then you auction that one and buy electricity for South Africa also, please.
Yeah, what's that?
I say maybe go for the middleweight belt also, then you auction that one and you buy electricity for South Africa also, please, man.
I know, man. No. Charity begins where?
At home.
Yeah, charity begins at home. Yeah. So that's why I try to always, yeah, man. No. I'm focused on my, that is the welterweight belt. In the future, I'll get that belt.
Yeah,
and we'll decide what's next. I'm a small guy. What are you talking about? You want me to go to media? Have you seen those men?
I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. I'm just complaining about the poor management of our resources here in South Africa. That's all. Don't worry.
I don't think you guys. Let's not get there.
Listen, I want to ask you your relationship with Colby Covington. Just can you divulge a bit into that? How is that relationship fostered? I mean, it looks like you guys got a good thing going on. The way you guys train together.
So, like, how do I say it? Brother, can I have another Coca-Cola sauce? Yep, yeah. So, like Colby, he's a different person, man. He's a very different person, very misunderstood. Even me in the beginning, I was like, hey, because he was so friendly to me when I arrived there, he was one of the first people that I saw actually, because he trains around the time I arrived, because Colby does not train in the classes most of the time. He trains more private and stuff like that. Trains after the team training sessions, and we train with a couple of guys, sometimes. So I arrived around that time and he was so friendly to me, he's like, hey man, I heard your story. and I had, you know, whatever, all the things about you, X, Y, Z. He was like very super friendly to me, you know. Then he said to me, "Hey man, if you ever want, we can have a couple of rounds in the future. You just ask the coaches and we can just do some rounds, you know." And he acknowledged me that, hey man, because he heard that I had just trained. Then he's like, damn, bro, you already trained. Most people make excuses when they arrive. Coming from how many hours did you fly? I'm like, I was on 24-hour flight. I mean, but I had layovers and stuff. He's like, yeah, you should be resting. You should be thing because that's what many people do. But you come here and you started training. I respect that. You know, you are so hungry. And you know, that's what he said. I mean, the first time. And with time, you know, we got to understand and know each other. Then he invited me once to one of his training sessions. He's like, can you come to UFC Fit? Then I said to him, no, I was honest also, you know, I didn't have money. Like, can you come there? I said, no, Kobe, I can't come. I don't have money for Uber to go there. He's like, no, don't worry about the money for Uber. I got you. And I was like, okay, cool. Then I'll come, you know. Then he's like, cool. Take my number. Then he's like, I'll get an Uber for you, you know. So that's a good person, you know. He didn't have to invite me to this thing, to his own training session. And then I got to learn what I learned. And, you know, eventually we got to know each other more. And he started inviting me to like some of his sessions. And then a couple of like sparrings, but not like really, really hard sparring. There you do like more technical stuff, you know. And I learned a lot from this guy, to be honest with you. And then he brought food for me at times at the gym. And yeah, that's just a good person. So you have to understand that sometimes what we see on the TV, you gotta know people at face value, you know, and know heart-to-heart conversation with the person or face-to-face conversation with the person. That guy is a good guy to me, you know. From what I saw, from what I can tell you, he's a good guy to me. Now I do not have to speak all this good about him. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, it's not like I should say this in the X Y Z. I'm on my different path. He's on his different path. Um, but I can give flowers to people when they are still alive. Rather give them their flowers when they are still alive because you know sometimes people don't do that, and I want to do that for him. You know? Thank you. I want to put it out there and say it. You know, um, yeah, he is actually a good guy. He's actually a great guy. He helped me, and I appreciate Colby for
Tell
what
me
he has
some
done for me. You know,
Tell me something, because
yeah.
I mean, I kind of knew also. I've seen behind the scenes footage of him also, and I knew that that's like a whole front, that whole it's a persona thing that he puts on in front of the camera. Because he even said a few years ago, he had to change his game up because for him to get his pay-per-view points up and stuff, he put on this whole image. But I knew he was always a really good guy behind the camera also. Do you feel like your story on its own is gonna be that's gonna be your legacy in terms of you don't have to change who you are. You're not gonna flip the script and become a fake person in front of the camera. You're gonna remain Themba all the way
No,
to the belt.
you know what Kobe said to me.
Yeah.
One day when we were sitting and talking, you know, Themba, you go smash this guy. After you smash this guy, I want to hear you talk. I want to hear your camera time. You need to talk. You need to talk. Already plan what you want to do next. Say something. You know, the world must talk about you. You must always remember the world really, really cares about the people that talk and say something. And he says to me, already like know what you want to say, when you want to say, and whatsoever. You know, then like you know call people out already. Then I said to him, you know what, Kobe, I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying, but you know, for me, it's different. I want to inspire people, and this fight for me, I want to win and inspire people. And guess what he said to me back? He says, "I get you and understand you, and don't don't feel like you should say this because I said this to you. But yeah, if you feel like you want to go and inspire people and change your story, then go do that. But you gotta put it out there and mean it and say it the way you think, you know." So for me, I don't have to change who I am. I've never changed. I'm still the same person that I was even when I was in EFC. Vocal, opinionated, shy away from anything. I always said when I was in EFC, I was saying probably I was the only athlete in EFC that ever said something to them that probably they never liked me, because I'm probably the only fighter that has said things to their face and still went there and fought there for them, and that they didn't like. Like I never changed who I am. I've always said what's on my mind. I've always said what I feel like, even if sometimes comes to bite me. But yeah, I will never change my story. I will never change who I am. And I always always say what I feel like. So I don't have to change who I am. People hate me for who I am. People like me for who I am. At the end of the day, I'm trying to live my own life and create a legacy for myself and for my family. And that's what's important. I still give time to talk to you, I still give time to talk to other people, that I feel like they are genuine. Trust me, I'm always like very, very cautious of people. Especially like now. Now I win in the UFC, everybody, bro, I've got guys trying to fly me to this country, to that country, to that country. Yeah, where were they? A few years ago, I've got sponsors trying to be sponsoring me. Then you know what I say to them sometimes? I say, like local sponsors locally here in, let's say in Zimbabwe, guys will try to say, we want to sponsor you. Then you know what I say to them? Sponsor this guy that is still coming up. You understand? If I sponsor from America, I'll take 100%. South Africa only sponsor that I'll take is Puma because I like the clothes so much. But other than that, I don't have to be afraid with this brand because they only cherish and try to support you when you actually don't need the support anymore. So rather go take that money that you're trying to give me, go and support someone that is still coming up. You understand?
Mm.
So that's how I feel. Like the brands locally, they only want to support you when you are kind of in a position where you don't need the support anymore. I mean, I think it's a world thing. It's a whole world thing.
Mm.
But that's how I feel like, like when I was down and out, when I needed the money, when I was, let's say, now trying to go to Miami, I didn't have the money. I tried to reach out to my own ministry to get the money to say, can you sponsor me this? And let's say I didn't get the response. I didn't get the money whatsoever. Now that I'm in a position where I don't need the support, I can sustain myself to the next fight and win the next fight and slowly set myself up for life. They want us to, they want to try now to come and say, we can help you with this, we can help you with that, so that they can kind of claim your success. So for me, I say to one of the sponsors recently, please may you take your whatever you want to do, go and help this guy, that guy, this guy from Zimbabwe, this sponsor. This guy, that guy, this guy, help that guy. He's still coming up, he needs your help and he needs your support. And if you don't support him, he's not gonna make it where I am. Yeah, I feel like the local brand, the local people should support these guys that are still coming up, because if you don't, they will never make it to the top. There's only one or two Themba Gorimbos. Yeah.
And tell me something, did Puma actually reach out to you for a sponsorship, or are you just wearing the brand of your own purchase?
No, I get a discount. I get a discount.
Okay, Koi. I'm happy to hear that. Themba, I want to know
Yeah,
from
that's
you.
why that.
Yeah, speak.
That's why I Puma most of the time, because I get 50% off. We were working on getting it 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope you get it, brother. I hope you get it.
No, I will do get it, man. I will do get it. It's easy. This is easy. I will become global, and they will reach out to me, even.
Yes, sir. Amen. I agree to that.
Yeah, man.
Themba, you've expressed your admiration for Israel Adesanya before, and I know you spoke about him now in your last interview also, and you said like that what he spoke of when he overcame Pereira and that moment, that joy you spoke of also. Have you guys reached out again? I know you said you connected with him once before when you just came to the Vegas, I think. Just tell us,
No.
Yeah?
No. I've not spoken to Easy, man. He's a busy man. And also, like, having to say, Easy is a lion. He roams around. He has seen things. He knows about me. He knows these things. So, like, the admiration I had for him, what happened actually, like I was going through so many emotions when I was in Miami, questioning things, being free, like, when you lose a fight at that high place, in the UFC, it eats you and the thing, And so I was questioning a lot of things. Then the day that, I was following this journey of Israel Adesanya, watching the press conference and stuff like that. Then the day that he actually fought, if you want, go to my post on my Instagram, the day that he fought, I posted a picture of me and him and read what I say there, like, I don't think, wait, let me see. Oh, you can still see me, right?
Yeah.
Can you still see me?
Yes, sir.
I'll read for you the post that I said, because that was the day I literally changed my whole entire mindset from the ditch that I was in, from the hole that I was in. This was this was him, right? I said on the 8th of April, I said, Easy One said to me, focus on your journey, Themba, and the rest will follow. I did that. I did that for 30 minutes, and boom, I was on Contender Series and then UFC. Let's go, bro. That was me posting, trying to encourage him to win, like that thing. Then after he won, when he says the rise, never let them try to rise, and please rise. That day, when he was making that speech of his, and it just felt like he was talking to me, it just felt like he was talking to me because I was feeling in a drain, man. I was feeling like I couldn't overcome this thing of this loss. And one more loss, you're on your way out from the UFC, So I felt very like I'm vulnerable, and then on the day of his fight, I decided, no, man, I don't have to feel like this, because this guy is so confident. He has never been down, even, after that fight. He was out there on the press conference saying this. And I said to myself, I look at my past losses. I've never been so down like that before, even in my past losses. I always pick myself up immediately, And I was like almost 2 months away from that fight, and I was still feeling down. I was training hard and stuff like that, but mentally I was still down. That's the day I decided, no, I should not feel down. I mean, I should not change who I am just because I lost this fight or whatsoever, and I should not feel like I can't win my next fight, because this guy is fighting a guy that has actually knocked him out twice and beat him on decision. There's no chance that he can win this fight, but he still feels confident going into this fight to fight this guy. Why can't I? And I decided, fuck this, I'm going to be. And God blessed me with the win, and God blessed me with the fight. And I went out there and I did what I had to do, and I beat Takashi, And Takashi, as much as people think that Takashi has lost to some of the top guys only, like Bilal Muhammad and Gunnar Nelson. So yeah, having that said, it was a blessing to have a guy like him, having to make a speech that he made. It was almost like I said, there's people that are vessels in life. But I feel like he's like a vessel. Probably some of those things that he says, sometimes, he does not even think of them before the fight whatsoever. It happens naturally when you're a vessel. Things happen naturally, they just happen naturally. And like coming back to my post-fight interview, some of the things I said, I didn't even, when I come back and watch the post-fight interviews, I'm like, what the hell? Who was that? I even look at those post-fight interviews, I'm like, wow, Themba, you can speak like this, So yeah, I'm inspired by Easy, and it was also just like a touch on what was happening within the African MMA scene, where I mean the conference, because a lot of people were very affected, offended about me saying Easy is the African hero whatsoever, which is true, he is, and it affected a lot of people because obviously the Dricus beef thing, whatever.
Yeah, I
And
want
I
to
know,
ask
like
you now
when those
because
guys,
you said politics aside, and then you went into your admiration for Izzy. So I want to ask you, were you linking that to this whole thing that's going on now about between the two of them? Because you said politics aside, I love Izzy. Politics aside, and I just thought you must be
no,
touching.
I said, like I said, this is what I said at the end. I said, like I said, Easy is my hero. Fuck the African politics, screw the African politics. Then I
Yeah,
left, right? I was just trying to touch base on that because, you know, a lot of people from here, like I see a lot of people like saying this, saying that, saying this. Yeah, they are right. Everybody is right. But, you know, it's not nice when there is this division where like certain people can say certain things and get away with it, and certain people can say certain things and can't get away with it, you know. Because what let's say Drika said was wrong when he said that myself and Cameron are the only Africans, as far as I know, who are in the UFC. And that's word for word on what he said, you understand? So I also was affected by it because I was in the UFC and I was fighting in the 2 weeks before he fought. And me and him, we talked on Instagram before that, you know. And I kind of feel like, okay, cool. But also having that said, it's his platform. It's on my platform. And it's yeah, but it's his platform, it's his way of doing things. I probably shouldn't have been offended. But having that said, I say what's on my mind in that time and moment. But that one was eating me for
factually, like you said, the two of them are not the only two Africans training out of Africa at the time. You're only gonna go over now. But I mean,
yeah.
when
So
you started
yeah, but
UFC,
everybody. So yeah, but yeah, that's the truth. But like, you know, then you see all these people here in Africa, South Africa. Some people, you know, like how do I call it? They try like they know, but they won't say. So why can't I say out loud when I get the platform for myself? I say it out loud. It was not cool, the whole thing. Um, and yeah, it is effect. And not only I'm going to and thing, but now you can hear the conversation has changed. I saw a quote recently where it says, or who is in title contention, whatever you call it, you know. I'm the only fighter who is in title contention. It's so weird. That's why, like, for me, I kind of like have to drift away from this environment at the moment. Because like even when I'm here personally, I'm toxic person. I'm a toxic person. I get very negative because I think like maybe my surrounding is a little bit negative, not to downplay anything or anybody.
yeah.
Because you're forced maybe to, I kind of feel like you're forced to be negative. Sometimes you want to be negative because you're always thinking about something, you're always plotting something, and it's not like, you know, yeah, it's not the, it's yeah, whatever it is, man. It's not nice because like I would see some interviews, some fighters, some African fighters would say all this and all that. Kind of like, see, these guys, come on, man, and just tell the truth. Don't try to just say something so that you can be reposted on your Instagram by somebody. And if I go ahead, a lot of people. So let me stop there.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Let me just see. Okay, I got 2 questions left, and we've got 8 minutes. If we don't finish the one within, I'm gonna send you another link. Okay.
I'll be quick. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me something. How awesome was it to be standing next to Mike Bisping? I mean, I know you shared your joy with us, but can you just tell Mzansi MMA what that meant to you, man? It was such an awesome moment to see you, like, where you guys interacted. Also, the Count Mike Bisping.
Damn, bro. You know what happened? Like, I was so tired after that fight. Then when he was talking, the first question he asked, I didn't hear nothing.
I
So I
could
was
hear you were
looking at him.
just mumbling over your words, and like you sounded very fatigued.
I was so tired. I was looking at him because I had flu. I was so sick in the fight, so I was so tired. But
Yeah.
then coming back to your question, when I was looking at him. I'm like, damn, you know, this is not nice. But you know, it sounds a little funny coming from a man. But I was looking at this guy. I'm like, wow, this guy's face is so clean. There's no pimples. There's no, you know, like you know when you look at him, then you're like, wow. Then you're like, wow, this, you know, that was called, it's called starstruck. I was starstruck. You know, when you're analyzing somebody, I've never done that in my life ever. It was the first time I was starstruck, and it was my moment. I didn't know Michael Bisping was there actually. So I had to express my thing straight away. I'm like, hey man, I just want to say something. I can't believe I'm next to Michael Bisping, you know. And yeah, man, it was cool. He wants me on his podcast. I think soon.
Nice.
I'll hit him up when I get to Miami. Yeah,
Nice.
but man, it is so cool to be next to him. And eventually later on, I got a picture. So it was a dream come true.
Nice. Last one, Themba, 6 minutes to go. What's next for Themba Gorimbo? When and where? What's exactly lined up? Are you taking a sort of a 2-month break or a month, or you want to get in there immediately again? What's exactly up for Themba Gorimbo?
Look, like I said to you, I'm a vessel. These things will be presented to me by God when it's time. For now, my focus is to get strong, to get fitter, and get better. I'm not thinking of fighting currently. I know I'll fight soon. I don't have an opponent. I don't have a date. I don't have anything. I know I'll fight soon, but my main focus right now is to get fitter, better, and stronger. And once I'm in a position to fight, I'll hit up the UFC and my manager, and I'll go in and fight. So
one
who
more.
knows how long it will take?
Looking at just one more fight for the year left, or what? Is that what you're aiming at? One more?
I don't, like I said to you, I'm a vessel. I do what's presented to me.
Okay.
I'll see. I might fight 2 more times. I might fight 3 more times. Who knows? You understand?
But is the focus now the
move?
Is the focus now the move also for your family? All those things.
The focus is me getting better, stronger, and better. I mean, stronger, better, and fitter. You know.
Okay.
I mean, my family stuff is on the side. It's my thing at the end of that. Yeah, the main focus for me now is to get those things right, and then I can hit up the UFC and say I'm ready, and they will give me a fight. When I say I'm ready, they'll give me a fight straight away. Or how I feel, man, because I'm seeing this like I will become a champion in 2024. That's how I see. So I don't know, man. I think something big is just gonna happen naturally, where I fight someone in the top, whatever, you know. I will probably, yes, my way to become a champion in 2024, something big has to happen, because I'll probably get jumped very quickly. I'll get very quickly in the world, you know, when I get jumped very quickly and be in a position where they cannot deny or anything. You know, based on my story, I'll never be denied. Based on my story, in the U, I'll never be denied. It's a good story. It's a good feel-good story. It's a good story. It's a story that can inspire and give hope to people. And America is about that. And yeah, the UFC is. I'm lucky to be in a position where I'm in a promotion in a surrounding of people that are about that, you know. And my story is going to continue to inspire people. So I think something big is going to happen. I just don't know when and what is the thing, but something is really, really big is going to happen, and I'm going to end up being in the top of the division without, I mean, I don't know, sooner than expected. That's how I feel.
Awesome. And we say amen to that. Themba, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, brother. We love you and we respect you, and we just look forward to your continued rise. You got our full support.
Thank you.
And
thank you, brother.
We're just looking
forward
to see
support.
you shine. Yes, sir.
Support.
Sorry, sir?
Your full support, not you say your support, not our full support.
Now, when I say I mean me.
Okay.
And slow down on the cokes, please.
No, man. I didn't want to drink Coca-Cola, but when I'm in Miami, I don't drink these things, man. When I'm there, I'm focused. I'm like,
When you
So
got into
yeah,
the
I don't even
limo,
want to.
but when you got into the limo, you had one in your hand. I saw in the video.
Oh yeah. The coach didn't allow me. Coach Welterweight didn't allow me to drink Coca-Cola through the walk. So after that, I said to him, "Can I have a Coke?" And he says, "Yes." And I had, yeah, I mean, in the limo, I even had a bottle of champagne, man, but I didn't drink it. You know, the guy, the limousine driver, actually, the first one bought me. He bought me the champagne. Then the second one, when I was at the airport, he wanted to give me the champagne, and I refused. Yeah, crazy.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much, Themba, man. God bless your family and all the best. We'll speak soon, eh? Sleep well, brother.
you too, my friend. Bless you.